Alright guys, how do you feel about this game so far?
I'm dead inside.
Oh, don't be like that. Chin up. It'll be fine.
Second. 1 sec.
Make them feel dead inside, Andy, by killing them.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I'll make them feel something inside, alright?
Dude, you know, remember my prediction? Do you guys remember my prediction from last game?
It was 0-5.
Yeah, he left before I could even get my prediction.
He only got the 0-4.
The motherfucker left.
Whoa, you can't say that. You demonetize me.
Oh. Eric, are you dead inside?
Wait, who is their support?
Support Shaco.
Support Shaco? Okay.
How do you feel about the support Shaco, Eric?
Seems kind of troll.
But aren't you also a support Shaco player?
Eric, I mauled against support Shakos.
That is true. Andy has gotten a fair share of pain from past support Shakos.
I will start maulding.
Eric, how do you feel about your chances this game?
Pretty good. We got a Garen.
Okay.
Garen. It's easy to play.
Okay. That's very good. Well, good luck, boys.
We will
pray for your victory.
Thanks.
extra hard.
Yeah, extra hard. Okay, we'll be getting into this game now.
So I think this time Andy's team is hoping that, given how easy Garen is to play, he may not feed his ass off.
Yeah.
The previous top laners have. I do not share this sentiment. I think everyone has the potential to feed really hard.
Now, always, without fail, the champion with the biggest feed potential, Yasuo.
Is Yasuo.
Yeah. He is mental athlete though, but we'll have to see if he's an Olympic athlete or a Paralympic athlete.
That was a good one, Levin.
Both are very respectable, definitely. Especially Paralympic athletes. I have nothing but the highest respect for them. That being said, they are in the Paralympics for a reason. You can see this game as some sort of like, maybe not so high stakes, maybe like Winter Olympics. But if you stick a Paralympic athlete in here, no matter how hard they try, they're not going to win anything. They're going to get stomped. Sometimes
I think this mid lane is gonna go hard either way. It's not gonna be a close mid. One of them is gonna stomp the other.
Yeah,
one of them is gonna feed really.
Mentos only carry you so far. At some point,
there's good potential for this Vel'Koz to feed his ass off against the Zac Yasuo combo.
That is true, but that's assuming that Zac ever bothers ganking. Zac is one of the best gankers in the game, but that depends, really.
But Vel'Koz is so immobile; he's a sitting duck.
Yes.
I think it would be a big mistake not to try and capitalize on this Vel'Koz.
On the flip side, I've seen like actual godly Vel'Kozes throw out his E to interrupt the slingshot. That would be.
Alright, Logan. This is like plat elo. Take it easy there.
Okay, but that would be mental shattering. Absolutely.
Good thing this guy's a mental athlete.
Yeah.
He can,
if the Vel'Koz ever pulls that play off against Zac, his mental will be so shattered that they will just win. We're gonna have Ornn Garen. Garen does have Ignite, so once again, red team TP-less, which generally, as of like 2 or 3 years ago, has been pretty widely accepted as not the best way to play the game. Map movements have become so important as the seasons were on, from seasons 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, and now we're sitting in season 10, where macro plays will win you the game so much more. It will account for so much deficit as well between players. TP is
season 1 to 3. You're not supposed to number that anymore. Now it's like 2019 season or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, the official name changed to like Like last year was the 2019 season. This is the 2020 season.
This seems arbitrary.
It is.
I'm just gonna call it the other way. Screw convention. But yeah, map plays are so much more important now, and going without TP just puts you at such an inherent disadvantage. It almost demands that your solo laner must win.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's starting. The beating is starting.
Oh, the tornado catches the Valkyrie. Oh, he's going back in. He's greeting. First blood.
You know, I can see what he was going for there.
Kinda, but
He was trying to make it a 1v1, a 1-for-1, but
I feel like you could have gotten out of that if he didn't greed for that kill. Because he knows that Valkos for sure has flash. So I bet he gets a flash for flash, which he did get, but at the same time he gave up first blood. And the problem with doing that, once again, no TP. You can't really...
So the question to ask was, was the Yasuo dash on the Vel'Koz still up?
It might have been. It's only a 6-second cooldown. Oh, Zach's dead. Also, I'm echoing really bad. When you're,
that would be me.
Yeah, you are push to talk enabled. It compromises my video quality. Hey, never mind. We have Lucian. Oh, Lucian gets tied up at the wall. The Ignite's taking on him. Ezreal will not find the kill. One more Mr. Shot would have done it, but he doesn't find it. So overall, like if you go for Ignite, you're sending a very clear message. You have to win your lane from a solo lane standpoint. If you lose early map pressure, you lose the game, straight up. And in that regard, unless you're super aggro, you almost never forsake TP. Even Vladimir's, who really want Ghost as their offensive spell, will take TP because Vlad really needs it just to function. And to see a Juggernaut go for Ignite,
what's going on with the CS differential in mid?
I guess Valkos being Yasuo does zone off.
Oh, Yasuo, no, you could have just walked away.
Yeah.
Oh, Yasuo definitely screwed it up. He made a very good play, and then he threw it all away by walking back in.
Ooh, flag.
Why would he do that? He could have just walked away.
You know how mental athletes are, you know?
I think this guy's going for too many montage plays, you know?
Definitely lacks the tools to do so. Doesn't even have tier 2 boost on yet. Not sure what he's accomplishing here. Oh, Zach gets caught out in the jungle. He doesn't have blobs, remember? He spent it all on a dive. Jarvan's gonna actually...
He will get away now. He will get away.
I'm surprised Jarvan...
And Jarvan will lost his flash.
I'm so surprised Jarvan flashed for him, actually. So Jarvan actually wasted his flash, essentially. But he has 3 kills, so... Who's laughing now?
This Garen is not pulling off the win lane with Ignite plan.
The problem is, he can't really fight Ornn. The brittle damage is far too much for Garen. In short burst trades, Garen loses. And Ornn, critically, has cookies. So he can actually stay in lane way longer than the Garen can. Despite the fact that Garen has a passive. And you can kind of see that coming into effect. Ornn's just out-shoving him. That's actually the shocking part to me. Not the fact that... Not the fact that he's ruining this lane, the fact that he's getting out-shoved by an Ornn. Garen shouldn't really lose a shove war against him. But Zac does jump in, but he's not going to go for the Lucian. The blink comes in from the Ezreal, and there's the kill. But Jarvan comes in to clean up. Ornn goes for a tower dive, but that's going to trade 1-for-1 up top. Shaco kills off the Ezreal, and now there's a full-on wipe bot lane. 4-for-2, really, after all of that is said and done. But unfortunately, 4-for-2 this early on could potentially be backbreaking if it's allowed to snowball from here.
I'm gonna go back and watch this fight again.
Now, in the cruel twist of fate, the only survivor from red team was actually this Yasuo. So let's make a bet happen right now then. Who will die the most this game?
It's definitely the Zac. It's definitely the Zac.
Definitely the Zac. Alright, well, we're gonna see if that's true right now. Bard's almost gonna die to the Lucian. Ardent Blaze gets healed off. So Bard is just fine, and now Lucian's being chased down by Zac and Ezreal. He does have Relentless Pursuit up in just a little bit. Elastic Slingshot comes in, but Zac has whiffed his target. Lucian does dash away. Ezreal blinks in, gets that kill. Beautiful turnaround here by the Ezreal. 2-1-0. Has...
Oh, and the Ezreal. For some reason I thought it was Lucian.
Has the Sheen, not the tier. That's fine.
Oh, that was a nice flag and drag, but this is pretty greedy.
This is pretty greedy, and Heo comes in for the save. Unstoppable. That's a massive shutdown.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. Now Shaco gets caught out. He's gonna accept his fate. 4 kills Ezreal. There's hope. There is hope. Now he should really shove out and back right now for a tier. He really needs it. He needs to start stacking it as soon as possible. Now you can see Garen first item Stinger because he ran out of money or something. Definitely not the component that I will go first.
I would have just built the components of Phage rather than complete a Stinger.
But here's the thing.
I guess his E scales with attack speed, I guess now, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing I don't understand. First of all, Stinger is the worst of the 3 components. Sheen is more damage, and Phage is critical for laning. Second of all, he bought Sheen and the Ruby Crystal, so he could have bought Phage. No, not Sheen, he bought Stinger and the Ruby Crystal. Now Ezreal's gonna get shut down here.
He might not have bought those at the same time. He might have just been going back for individual components.
He only died once, so I'm assuming he bought those in one go.
Yeah.
Without TP, he shouldn't wantonly back that much.
Are you supposed to max E on Garen or is it Q?
You max E.
Okay.
Blue team gets Drake number 1. That's something that hasn't happened in the past few games objectives. So I will say, because of this patch 10.5, and because in season 10 or the 2020 season, whatever you call it, Dragon's stacks are worth a lot less because they just aren't as impactful as the Drakes used to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's more about the souls now.
But disintegration rate, not gonna find Yeah, but the thing is, in 10.5, there's also a very critical change that seems to have gone under a lot of solo queue players' radar, and is that plates are worth 160 gold. This was a buff from 120 each.
Oh, I noticed.
Oh yeah.
Plates are all.
But that's the thing.
That's the thing
now.
That's why Herald is so great.
Yeah, that's why like. If they take Drake and you go for a Herald, you win in that exchange by a significant margin. It's not even close. Like, one Drake is worth almost nothing, but one Herald could snowball the game, and it's such a huge difference that I'm surprised.
I absolutely agree.
I'm surprised that no one's prioritizing Herald, and because of that change. Wait, hold that thought. There's gonna be a trade here. Yasuo, he's gonna get jumped on by the Jarvan. He's so low, but he actually gets that kill. And now it's a 2-on-2 here. Wildcard is here. Elastic Slingshot gets the knockup. And now Yasuo comes in. Stopwatch brings the Wildcard's gold in. The Ornn just clapping the Yasuo. The Ornn kills him, and Zac gets blobbed up. There's no teleport on anyone in red team, so he's just gonna slowly die here. Yep, not gonna reform in time. Wildcard picks that trade up.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yep. It was a very.
That was a well played fight by the Yasuo, actually, for the most part.
Yeah, but the fight was very close. But Ornn just does so much damage. You're just sitting on top of him in Sunfire's Cape, and you can't really do much. So the other thing is, because the Herald is so much more impactful now compared to Drake's, I'm surprised that so few players have made the adjustment. Like, you still sometimes see players tunnel on the Drake pit, even though the game's slowly being lost around them in topside.
It's because the idea of the soul is so much sexier, you know?
Yeah, here's the actual problem, because this change has led to top lane become so much more impactful. If your top lane has priority, you get that Herald. And as a result, when your top lane gets shoved in and is constantly getting pressured, you can straight up lose games around that. And we kind of seen that in these past few games, where it's definitely the top laner starting a snowball instead of coming from where traditionally you expect mid or bot to generate it. And I think it's still gonna happen here. Ornn is so much more impactful than Garen too. Now, while we say that, Valkaz is going to get instantly deleted. Jarvan comes in. He's not going to be there to save him. They're going to summon the Herald here. Blue team gets the Drake. Red team gets the money. Zac doesn't have blobs. He has to be very careful. Garen flashes over for the silence, but it's not enough. Zac will die. The Garen ult not enough to find the kill. Warren Horn gets called for 2 knockups, but no, the Windwall wants it. It's a very late Windwall. He could have blocked the first ram.
Whoa, that plate goes to waste.
Yep, the play goes. But even first tower is worth a lot too. So the Herald is not totally wasted here. The problem is, can Yasuo find the opportunity to push up? He's going in hard for the Valkaz, but he has no knockup, so he eats the entire disintegration rate, and he's so low. Valkaz picks him up. 4th death on the Yasuo. Still not feeding as hard as the Zac. Speaking of feeding, here he comes.
Oh, just barely missed.
Oh,
Why did he not? Oh, he didn't have any minions.
thanks for trying.
Wait, no, he could have autoed any of those minions.
Yeah, exactly. But here comes the Jarvan sending Bard into the sky. Blue team is so much more proactive than red. They're making more moves around the map, and it's turning out into more and more positive plays. Ezreal eats the coffee, but he's in so much trouble.
The Jarvan ult will be up in just a second.
Yep, and there it is. Easy kill. Zac flies in a little bit too late on the draw, and he's just gonna die as well. Blue team's killing them behind their own tower. Here comes the Yasuo. The next challenger approaches the 1 at a time strat, working in clutch. Lucian picks up that kill. He is dominating. Wow, he picked up 5 kills there. He went from 1 and 2 to 6 and 2. And Ezreal has just found nothing but death. You can see Garen trading blows against the Ornn, but it's just not effective. Sunfire's Cave is slowly out damaging him. But here's the thing, Garen only needs to get him to like a 3rd house, and the True Damage Sword finishes him off for the shutdown. But critically, even after that kill, Garen, first item, still not done. And red team gonna lay claim to their 2nd Drake of the game. Red team will lose their first turret, and now Garen's gonna set to work, but he doesn't have Sheen, which is the one component of Triforce that makes Garen such an amazing tower.
He has the goal to finish. He has the goal to finish Triforce.
Yeah, he does, but he's overstaying here for the tower a little bit. Warren's not gonna be back in time. He can actually kill this. The next mini wave was here. He should recognize that this is a free tower. He's gonna get it. I think he got it. Yeah. Blue team loses their turret here. Red team picks up their first on the top lane. So we kind of see the Ignite Garen paying off here just a little bit. It's not like he's winning so hard that the Ignite is justified, but at least he's not extremely behind. And being even in this lane does favor the Ornn in some respect, but red team can take some solace in the fact that it's not a total wash. Garen can at least hold his own. Speaking of holding his own, Ezreal's just gonna get assassinated by the Shaco. 1v9, as per usual, is his summoner name.
In an ironic name.
Yeah.
The Shaco describes Andy's past 4 games.
But these past games haven't really worked out. The only 1v9 I've seen, well, we've seen that twice tonight, I feel. One from the Callista and one from the Mundo, which are true 1v9s.
Oh, I refer to 1v9 as someone who is doing well while the rest of their team is feeding.
Okay, well, very fair, very fair. So we'll say the only 1v9 was from the Mundo. The Callista was the shining star in a team of really fed people. Because
if you're carrying your team, it's not a 1v9, right? It's a 1v5.
Yeah,
if you're successfully carrying.
Yeah, you're very right on that. I will revise my statement. The Mundo was the true 1v9 performance from, I believe, last game? That was last game, right? It feels like so long ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, last game was Darius Renekton.
Right.
Mundo was before that.
Yeah.
Callista came before that.
Oh man, so okay, well, red team that the star players on the red team has not necessarily seen a great night of performance so far, and now they're gonna go for it again. Ornn gonna get knocked out, but he's so tanky. The Ornn horn gets sounded. They need CC, but Windwall stops the round. Good Windwall, but life from disintegration ray is here. Bard will turn it off immediately, but the front line is dropping.
Turn the fight.
Zac gets blocked and Cataclysm onto the Yasuo. Yasuo has to try to dash out. He's gonna be fine so far. True Shot Barrage comes in. Zac reforms in time to kill off the Zac and they kill off the Jarvan. And now, while Kaz alone, he's not gonna find a kill here. 3-0.
That's a clean fight by red team. But that was an obvious misplay by the Jarvan. You'll see he went and he ran in towards the Yasuo when he had a free open opportunity to go for the Ezreal and the Bard.
Yeah, he picked his target on the Yasuo. He definitely thought he would kill the Yasuo, but he didn't get it. Yasuo just dashed away from Cataclysm, which was...
And the ult delayed him for so long.
Credit where it's due. That was a really good Yasuo dash to get out of Cataclysm, because if he couldn't escape it, he would have died. Garen does very effortlessly kill off Lucian here. It's a really good shutdown for him as well. Shaco is going to run face first into 3 people. Is he going to get out? He's actually going to get out. Sweeper is pretty critical in this team, man. You got Shaco boxes all over the place. It seems like only Bard has it. This might be a game where either the mid laner or the top laner. I actually vote Garen in this circumstance. Ditch his warding trinket for red, for Sweeper. Because Garen actually has the tools to catch out that Shaco. One silence is enough time. It's just a support Shaco. And one thing we haven't talked about here, well, hold your thought. Yasuo might die here. Once again, dashing through Cataclysm. He's going to be just fine. The Meep slow is buying him some time. Flag and drag yet again, but he has no Cataclysm, and he's being turned right around. Elastic Slingshot comes down, and Jarvan steps a little bit too far forward.
Twice now, Jarvan, I think, is just throwing the game.
Yeah, he's definitely
he's
over aggressed a little bit, and now red team pulling it back. The goal lead is very close. Yasuo though, don't throw it all away. The laser gets him.
Yasuo does as Yasuo classic.
Yeah, still not feeding as hard as Zac. Putting it out there.
Yes, just as predicted. Although, yeah, I guess so.
One thing we haven't talked about so far, Ocean Rift. Ocean Soul will definitely favor both teams here. It is probably either the strongest or the second strongest Dragon Soul you can get. The fact that you just permanently regen in combat. It's like the most busted possible lifesteal. It steals mana as well. It's just obscene. But blue team, they're gonna try putting themselves on Soul Point, and they're gonna summon Herald to try to buy some time. Zac can definitely make this engage from long range. True Shot Barrage, oh no, poorly timed. It gets fully blocked out by his own Bard ultimate, and now they're in the pit. Zac lets it bounce inside the pit, knocking everybody out. He gets the steal. They take away the Drake for red team, and now blue team is being routed. Jarvan has to try to leave. He does get away with his life, but only for a little bit. Zac is chasing after him. He gets exhausted up, and he's gonna die. And now
Lucian is very powerful.
Lucian's just free hitting. He gets a double kill.
Those 5 kills that he got, they really made a big difference.
Yeah, they steal the dragon, but at what cost? They prevent the Soul Point, but they lose 3 people. And all that lead that red team just generated from these Jarvan catches, I think they just evaporated. Because right now, blue team, once again, in the dominant position. They're going for it. $5,000 health on... No one's contesting this so far. But right now, they're all quite squishy. Ornn is the only one who can tank it. He's not even
Ornn, I think, is just keeping them back.
Shaco's clone buying some time, and they actually get it. Jarvan flashes into the pit. He takes out the... Well, not Garen flashes into the pit. He takes out the Jarvan. But the Valkos finishes him off here. Yasuo is on the outside of the pit. The Ornn horn gets sounded by the knockup, and the Windwall cancels out the horn entirely. And now blue team has to try to make it out with as many members as possible. They have 3 members left with Baron. Lucian is very low, and the Shaco is very low. Shaco will try to make it out in time. Lucian gonna pounce out by the slingshot, but he dashes away just in time. He's fine, but Zac has sent let's bounce after him. The Q misses. Oh, the aftershock will not find it as well.
Q goes wide. Oh, okay.
Flash and Stable Fighter finds it.
But he gets it.
Yep. Shaco.
Oh, but he's trapped. He's trapped.
Shaco's gonna burn down to the ignite. Okay, 1 Baron left. It's on the Valkods. I generally can't tell who's winning. It's actually a very close game. Technically, red team has the way better team fight, but they're not finding many victories in these fights. Their engagers are scattered.
I think you'd be surprised. I think that oh, actually, you know what? No, red team can jump the Lucian pretty well.
Zac
It really comes down to if Yasuo can ult the Lucian, I think.
Zac and Garen provide so much teamfight value that I don't think Ornn himself can match it. And Jarvan has shown to not make really good engages. He's gonna flash in for the Ezreal. That was a flag and drag attempt, and the flash will miss, but it's not enough. Valkos takes that kill. Ezreal doesn't make it out. Once again, Valkos is the only member with Baron. They just have to try to kill him, but can they do it? Ornn's gonna step up and upgrade Luden's Echo. Nope, not Luden's Echo, Zhonya's Hourglass. Okay, that's the correct choice.
What's Zhonya's paradox?
Upgrade the Zhonya's Hourglass.
What does it give?
More armor, more AP. 75 armor, I believe. That's pretty insane.
No, it says 60.
Oh, 60 armor? Okay, that's still pretty insane. Still higher than like Sunfire's. Horn gets sounded, but it's not enough. Jarvan is already dead. And now Garen, he's decently tanky. He can't really die to this. And now he's jumped back.
I don't think he can run.
Oh my gosh, there's so much damage. But he killed off the Shaco clone. And now the box laying down some minor CC. True Shot Barrage comes through.
The Lucian is free hitting.
Ornn is stranded in the back. He's being jumped up by 3 people. And now Bars in the backline. They take the triple magical journey into the Valkos E. And now Lucian walks up a
the
little
Lucian's
bit too far.
overextending. The Lucian is overextending.
But it's not enough. Yasuo dives in alone and he's going to be the first to die. It's a very, very scattered engage. The ADC comes in. He kills off the Lucian.
Oh, and he comes in to the cleanup though.
Yep, the cleanup from the Ezreal is there.
It's very poor coordination by blue team.
4 for 1. The 1 was a little bit unnecessary on the red team. I think the re-engage was a little bit too scattered and Yasuo just dies. But no complaints about taking a winning team fight in their position.
Oh, this is a bad idea, Valkos. Don't do it.
Uh-oh, Jarvan's gonna find the recall here. Ezreal does port over. Oh, he actually cataclysms. That's a one-way trip. I don't know why he committed the ultimate.
He was expecting to get help from the Vel'Koz, but after he took the magical journey, it was clear he was too far away.
Yeah, there's no way that anyone can help him there. But he goes for it anyway and dies. Very interestingly, Ornn not bothering with MR this game, as he shouldn't. So he does have room to masterwork a second item for himself. I think the choice this game is pretty clear. Your second masterwork in this case should probably be Frozen Fist. Which, by the way, for the unaware, is actually the name of the upgraded Iceborne Gauntlet. The meme is true. The calling gonna turn. Oh, beautiful bar stun, shutting that down. Lucian gets heavily chunked out. He has to get out.
This is just a free dragon for red team.
Yeah, they do need these dragons. Anything to prevent the soul point. The silence does lay down to the Ornn, but that's not enough. The Ram gets sent out but hits nobody.
This Garen is so tanky, I don't think he has to care about anything.
Yeah, oh my gosh, a true damage finishes it off. Yasuo's gonna die again, but that's just to be expected. And now Jarvan's being jumped out, and so is the Valkos. They're both not long for this world. Let's bounce. Let's connect onto the Valkos. Zhonya's Hourglass buys him a little bit of time. He'll savor his last moments and then instantly die. Garen's being chased down. Lucian kills him but gets traded back 1 for 1 immediately. Red team wins another team fight 4 for 1. It's like history repeats. Yasuo dies a second time in these. Oh, wait, 4 for 2, but still. Yasuo once again dying in these team fights. Somewhere off to the side. And now red team secures their Drake as their prize from winning that fight. Pretty good series of events for red team so far. They're definitely out team fighting blue team, and the early lead that blue team has accrued more or less being thrown back in gradual fashion. Ezreal attempted to steal away the blue, but that'll get stopped. He has to get out of there. Red team has to be very careful. They've been winning these team fights, but it just takes really one nasty catch onto anyone that's not Yasuo, and the team fight could very easily go sour. Garen is definitely more than pulling his weight in this game so far, I say. Setting up so many critical catches and so many critical picks. The thing is, he just needs to kill off the Lucian. Or the Ornn.
I don't know about this. I feel like it's gonna be really hard for Blue Team to win these fights. No one can really kill the Garen, and no one can really reliably get on the Ezreal either.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think that Blue Team has what it takes to win fights from here. Because here's the thing, Ornn has amazing burst damage in his kit, but only on one guy. And the Ornn Horn does exist, but it's... Oh wait, the Garen might be caught out here. Zax's gonna jump in for the assist, but the ram.
And once again, the wind wall just completely shuts down the goats.
Yep. The goat gets shot down here by the wind wall. Let's bounce in the middle of the team. The Cataclysm connects with the Ezreal. He will flee with a sliver of his life. And Garen spinning wildly in the backline. He's gonna go down first, actually. And so far, Blue Team, man advantage here. 4 versus 3 now. Ezreal gets ignited by the Shaco. He has to try to get out. Life seals off, and he gets a kill. Lucian dashes in for the kill. He kills off the Yasuo. The same old story. So far 2 versus 3, and Lucian going hard. He sees blood, he smells it, he wants it. He's gonna dash in, he's gonna get the crit. Double shot crit, kills off the
That was
Ezreal.
very stylish.
Yep. 2 crits from the double shot, killing off the Ezreal there. 4 for 2. As the fight comes to a close. Finally, Blue Team finds it. They win the team fight.
What went wrong that fight? After all, they managed to shut down the Ornn engage pretty well. Where did it all go wrong?
Well, it went wrong because Garen started the fight. Well, when Garen starts the fight, he gets heavily chunked. And then he re-engages about half health and flashes in the back to try to spin it. And Valkos has some native PO that can't get him off. And Blue Team once again takes away Baron Nashor. The reward for that last teamfight victory was Baron, which is so much more monumental than anything Red Team has taken so far. But they do need to rally up. Can't lose hope. Drake's up in 2 minutes. They just need to find a victory by then. If they can secure Drake, if they put themselves on Drake's soul point, they can control the map a little bit from now. Despite that lost teamfight, they still have what it takes to win these fights. As long as Garen doesn't die first, he's gonna be... Red Team's gonna be totally fine here. The only thing is, Garen has 2 targets possible. He either deletes the Lucian, or deletes the frontline. He can erase one of the 2, and they can win a teamfight from either of those 2 picks. But he needs to pick one. He can't just flash into a backline and hope for the best, because he's so much of their damage.
You know, one thing I think we haven't talked about is this AP support Shaco.
Yeah.
Who did a pretty good job of zoning off the Ezreal last fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that a huge part of that fight was one, due to being in such a tight corridor, and the hallucinant boxes bought a lot of time as well. The Zac slingshot. He's not gonna find it. Oh, but Bardot, it will catch out the Ornn. Will they go for it? But Jarvan dives into the backline. They're going hard for the Ezreal, but the wind wall blocks the ram from the Ornn Horn. The Knife for Disintegration rate gets cancelled. True Shot Barrage gets sent to the Blue Team. Jarvan is going to be the first victim. Lucian very quickly the second, dived on by the Zac. Lucian actually dies to the Zac. How did that happen? And now Red Team 2 for 0. They're going to try to run down the rest. Last breath catches onto the Ornn. The silence, the big sword. He dies. Damashian Justice exerts its justice onto Ornn, and now just 2 very squishies, the support and the mid laner running for dear life away from the giant blob man. Yasuo flashes in, he wants it, he's gonna get it. 4 for nothing. For once, Yasuo lives. Yasuo doesn't die for the first time in forever, and now they're gonna go for a push. They might be able to end off this. Shaco is gonna blink up, hallucinate boxes, buys a little bit of time, but the scanner shows exactly where he is. He's retreating back to his fountain. The tower falls and the inhib falls as well. The push is actually continuing. Lucian up in 2, Jarvan's up in 1, and now they're here to defend.
Looks like it's over.
They're here to defend. Can they do it? Garen going for a hard dive. I don't know who is this. He might die. The wind wall peels it off, but the Shaco's here. He ignites the Garen, but Garen's still fine. Yasuo will be the martyr here, and Garen lives. I will say Garen got Yasuo killed.
Oh, the orange flank does he have ult? He does.
He does have ulti, and there's no Yasuo. Wind wall is down. He might be able to go for this. Will he call the Ornhorn?
I feel like he needs to do it now.
There is top. Here it comes. Very ineffective Ornhorn. The rest of the team is not in position yet, but they are here now.
But he does turn up the AD carry.
Yep, Ezreal.
Not too bad for quite a while.
Ezreal gets called.
Oh, the calling.
Uh-oh. Zac has to get out of there. The crit, not gonna find it. One more Ardent Blaze? No. Blue team puts himself at soul point, but they can't actually make a push happen here. I don't think they can. The respawn timers are coming in pretty hard. Blue team gets a pretty good counter fight, and they get themselves a Constellation Drake. But that last team fight was, I think it was pretty devastating for blue team. They lost so much of their base. If they take another loss like that, they're done.
Props to the orange recognizing the
yeah, that was a very good worm flank. Definitely won them the Drake there, and some much needed shutdowns. But I mean, if you kill them, you just make them stronger. Ezreal very close to full build. He's last iteming wards for now. But those are scary items on an ADC. The one thing here that we should take into factor is that the later this game drags out, items will favor blue team more and more because Auron can masterwork everything. So far, red team actually has a pretty substantial item lead. And I don't think this game will last long enough where everyone can get 6 slotted. But the masterwork items can always come in clutch because it's just so much extra stats.
I feel like a 5 item or a 6 item Ezreal is generally a lot stronger than a 6 item Lucian.
That is true. Lucian does fall off, but he can always make team fights happen here. Lucian doesn't fall off as hard as you think. I'll put it that way. In some team comps, especially teams that he can very easily kite, he never falls off.
Oh, that's some good geometry by the Valkyrie.
That is true.
Is this Ornn getting caught out?
No, Ornn can't get caught out. Well, can he? Oh, the spin is happening. He pops a play. No wind wall. So many knockouts. Oh no, Ezreal dies in the back.
Oh, the flank.
They went for the hard dive flank. Vel'Koz and Jarvan making it happen.
Oh.
Now being cleaned up. It's just the top laner and jungler.
Oh, that was a nice flying dragon to flash.
Garen's actually so tanky. He can't die. Zac can't die either.
Is this another Baron for the blue team?
I think they get Baron off this. This is a 3 for nothing.
This is some high quality gameplay.
You like it?
It's actually a pretty exciting game to cast. Except my audio.
Very back and forth.
Except the recording's ruined because I keep echoing off Mo. Video's ruined. GG.
You have my beautiful voice instead.
I have like 100% lose rate against Shaco, I swear to God.
Oh, Andy, don't give it away.
Blue team does get the Baron here. Now Zac has to bail, but Garen is trying to spin in the back, but he's 1v5 in the base. That's not really gonna work out here. Life from disintegration rate, he will die before he can drop the sword. Whew. This Garen is he's been going too ham recently, and it hasn't been paying off well for him. And now blue team, 5-man strong, they're gonna start a push down the main lane. Ornn actually has a play here. He turns around to buff the minions to speed them up. Everyone else is just still running it down. Bard, oh, he's gonna get called out. Lucian immediately kills him off as the calling.
Oh, and the question mark things come out.
Yep, but no time for pinging. They got the defender base. Ezreal is running so low. Lucian flashes in. He's going hard, but there's no damage. Windwall actually saves him for a little bit, and the final push is coming in. 5-man strong. Demolish is coming. The Ornhorn gets called out. Zac will bounce onto the backline, but he doesn't find any targets. He's just bouncing in place. Ezreal gets dunked on by the Jarvan, and it's over. The game is over.
What a crazy series of back and forth.
It was a very, very close game for the most part. It came down to some key late game team fights and some key.
That wasn't a close
catches.
game at all. Zach has no brain.
Well, that brings us
Zach.
to the post game interview.
One sec.
Now, I'm gonna interview.
One sec.
I'm gonna interview the Bard here. How'd you feel about that game?
I'm gonna retire. Too stressed.
And his mental is officially broken.
Who do you think had the strongest mental in your team as the game was falling apart?
Garen. Garen was doing stuff.
It was over when they were spinning in their base while they took Baron. That was the key.
How do you feel about the fact that blue team got 3 Barons this game?
Feels jungle diff.
Now, who would you say was the problem? Like, what play was the pivotal point that kind of turned the game around?
When Zach engaged on the Ornn.
Now, I can see that in these last few team fights, despite the Ezreal outputting a lot of damage, I think in the second last team fight, the Valkaz and Jarvan flanked and deleted the Ezreal. And in a few fights prior to that, Shaco kept deleting the Ezreal, or just at least fearing him out of the fight.
I love getting deleted.
Now, how do you feel about the fact that these plays were happening while the rest of your team was diving in?
Feels good, man. Feels 80 carry, man.
Do you think that the reason for this loss is because there weren't enough peel?
Maybe.
Would you summarize it as GG no peel?
GG no feel, yep. That's exactly. Oh, and these guys. Oh, here's the best part. These guys are flaming me for going Bloodthirster.
Now, when they're flaming you for going Bloodthirster, which I personally believe is a very reasonable item to buy against a team like that, what item were they suggesting instead?
Last Whisper.
Why?
Good question. Against a no armor team, let's go Last Whisper. Yes, the only armor item they have is Sunfire Cape. Ooh. Yes, the Yasuo and the Zac were like pinging my BT and telling me to buy a Last Whisper. Meanwhile, they're buying health against a Bork.
The Yasuo's name is famously Mental Athlete. So as you can tell, the solo queue rank, not the highest stakes game. So I already alluded it in the cast. We'll call it the Winter Olympics. Now, do you think that this Yasuo is a Olympics mental athlete or a Paralympics mental athlete?
Is there like a disabled
That would be the Paralympics mental athlete.
No, I think I just take out the Olympics praise just to see.
Now, in what respect would you say he is disabled? Because from a spectator's perspective, we can't really see the chat. Or at what point was the tilt obviously showing from the mental athlete?
When he was born. Definitely.
Now, how old do you suppose this Yasuo is? Do you suppose that he has Roblox installed on his computer somewhere?
Yeah, he's probably got a Barbie doll.
I see. Well, thank you for
Stuck
your
up his
input.
asshole.
Hey,
This
there's
has been
nothing wrong with Barbie dolls up your ass.
Thank you for your input. This has been a very illuminating series of interview questions. I hope we can do this again sometime.
Oh yes.
Angel, do you know what it's time for?
What?
Ranked TFT.
I'm ready. I'm actually ready.